I just third-wheeled on a date with a guy and his mom, and he flipped out when I told him I wasn't going to stay the night. I'm 26. I matched with this guy a couple of months ago, and we'd been texting on and off, nothing serious. He seemed normal, funny actually, attentive. He remembered small things I told him weeks later. So when he finally asked me on a real date, I said yes without hesitation. The date was a hockey game about 2 hours from where I live. He told me upfront that his mom was going too. She'd already had those plans with him, and he wanted me to come along. Honestly, I didn't mind. It felt kind of sweet. He was close with his mom. That usually says something good about a person. I packed an overnight bag because the plan was for me to stay at his place after the game, so I wouldn't have to make that late 2-hour drive home alone. A long drive at midnight didn't sound fun, so this felt like a thoughtful setup. I did the 2 hours. I pulled up feeling genuinely excited, and that's when things started going sideways. He greeted me in the parking lot and almost immediately told me his friend and his friend's girlfriend were also coming. Fine, more the merrier. But then he explained the seating. He had bought 3 seats together, originally for him, his mom, and me. But someone offered him 2 seats closer to the ice, so he bought those too, and invited his friend and girlfriend to fill the extra spots. New plan. He and his mom sit in the 2 better seats for the first period. Me, I sit in the 3-seat section with his friend and girlfriend, 2 people I just met 20 minutes ago in the parking lot. First date. Being seated away from my date so his mom could have the spot next to him, while I sat with strangers and pretended everything was normal. I didn't say anything. I smiled and went with it. I told myself it wasn't worth making it weird. His friend, though, had something to say about it. During the first period, he must have pulled my date aside because by the time the buzzer went off, the plan had changed. My date and his mom came to sit with me in the 3 seats. His friend and girlfriend moved to the 2. The 3 seats were lower level with a clear view of the whole rink, so it actually worked out fine. I told myself to let it go and just enjoy the rest of the night. But then my phone buzzed. It was my mom. She was watching my dog for the night. My dog is 12 years old and has degenerative disc disease. The discs in his spine can get inflamed without warning and cause serious pain. He has ended up in the emergency animal hospital before. Overnight stays, IV fluids. I've even called out of work to stay home with him because I know what happens when it goes untreated. So when my mom texted that he wasn't doing well and seemed to be in real pain, I didn't panic. But I knew immediately. I wasn't staying the night. I waited until after the first period and pulled my date aside quietly, explained the whole situation, told him I was sorry but I needed to get home after the game to take care of my dog. He looked at me and said, "It's just a dog. You better stay the night." I actually thought for a second he was joking. He wasn't. I told him my dog was 12 years old, that he'd been with me through everything, bad breakups, job losses, every hard stretch of my adult life, that he wasn't just a dog to me. My date said my mom could handle it, said the dog would be fine, said I was overreacting. I stopped arguing, figured we could talk about it calmly after the game. We didn't talk calmly after the game. He argued the whole Uber ride back, said I was making it a bigger deal than it was, said I was ruining the night. I kept my voice steady. Every time I said my dog was sick, he got louder. We got back to his townhouse. I went inside to grab my bag. That's when he really let loose, raised his voice in his own bedroom, told me I was wasting time just sitting there, told me if the dog was so important I should just go. Then he paused, and he said, "You could at least give me a back rub before you leave." I stared at him. I picked up my bag, walked out of his room, pulled the door shut. He rushed downstairs ahead of me, got to the front door first, swung it open, still going, still yelling, telling me I was full of it, that he did everything right tonight and I was throwing it back in his face. I walked across the parking lot without a word, got in my car, started driving. 4 minutes down the road, my phone rang. I answered thinking maybe he had cooled off. He hadn't. He told me the entire night was about me, that he did everything he could to make sure I had fun, that me leaving was a slap in the face after all of it. I thought about the seating arrangement. I thought about sitting with strangers while he sat with his mom. I thought about the back rub comment. I thought about my dog at home, hurting, waiting for me. I hung up and I just kept driving.